Hi everyone, my name is Colby Nelson, and I'm going to be giving my speech today over hydraulic fracturing. This is a topic that many people will either defend or attack. First, we have to explore what is hydraulic fracturing, what's the process involved, and what does it entail. Basically, in a nutshell, what this process entails is drilling a wellbore, running a permanent piece of casing in the ground, and sometimes this can take 3 different strings or 4 different strings of casing depending on the wellbore design, and then cementing each individual one into the ground. Now, after they cement them, they go in and they explode charges that cause the pipe to perforate into the formation. When this perforates into the formation, they then pump over 1 million gallons of water, treated water, with some chemicals involved, hydrochloric acid being one, sand being another, and then they cause, under extreme pressure, the formation to open, and fissures will form, causing the mitigation of oil and gas into the wellbore, and then it can be extracted through the pump jack that you see on your drive out here. Typical drive out here in West Texas. At that point, it's then collected and it's taken to the refinery or a pipeline. Many of these chemicals they use, and this is what the big topic is over, these chemicals they use that can be detrimental to your health. Like anything, it can be absorbed through your skin, ingested. You get it in your eyes, could cause you to go blind. And it could even cause death. There are those that say that we should abandon this process and focus on other forms of either alternative energy or safer methods due to just the environmental risk alone. You got to understand that environmental impacts and health risks, they can happen in any industry. You just don't hear about it as much because it's not on the front lines. The oil and gas industry is no different. But I believe that if it's done in a safe and reasonable, responsible manner, many concerns over this fracking process and producing wells can be avoided. In this respect, I think hydraulic fracturing is a viable way to produce energy that we need today. Now, the opposition says, that, hey, they're fracking these wells. These chemicals are migrating up from often 6,000, 7,000 feet, sometimes 10,000, 11,000 feet into our water supply. There's one such article by an opposition. Her name is Lisa Sumi. Her article is labeled, "Are Drinking Water at Risk? What the EPA and the oil and gas industry don't want us to know about hydraulic fracturing." In the summary, it states that typically fluids are injected underground at high pressures. The formations fracture, the oil and gas flows more freely out of the formation. Some of the injected fluid remains trapped underground. A number of these fluids qualify as hazardous materials, carcinogens, and are toxic enough to contaminate groundwater resources. Sumi then goes on to lead the hazardous chemicals. They basically develop a number of cases in the U.S. where groundwater has been contaminated. And what she's going on to mean is mainly in Pennsylvania, where they can light their water on fire. Now, I lived up there for a few years, and I've always heard that those people could do that before they even started drilling wells. There's another book out there called Fracturing. It's by Michael D. Holloway and Oliver Rudd. They answer this with the following bullet points. They say that this would require hydrofracking to extend several thousand feet beyond the upward boundary of the target formation through many layers of rock. Geologists estimate that there is at least half a mile of rock between natural gas deposits and groundwater. Impermeable shell acts as a barrier to vertical propagation of both natural and artificial fractures. After hydraulic fracturing is complete, the fluid flow is toward, not away from the well, and gas and oil enters the wellbore during production. So that brings all the water up, and then they can just take it off to disposal. In short, nothing on this earth comes for free. It always comes at a price. Our world has an economy, and it runs, unfortunately, on fossil fuels. There's no process that's completely perfect. We just need to make sure, however, that we are doing the best job we can to preserve what we can for our future generations, our kids, your kids, their kids, and so on and so forth. But they've come a long way in the technology they have today. Thank you.